Today's story time and tips is it's about having a roommate. Um, my experience living with a roommate. Uh, it was the first time that I ever had a roommate ever uh, in my life. It's the first time I actually had a roommate, just me and that person living together, like a stranger. It wasn't a friend. This, what I'm addressing is having a roommate that you move in with, and you're looking for a place, you're a single person and you're looking for somewhere to live, and you come across a roommate, a person who wants another person to live with them, and this is a stranger to you, but you move in with them. So uh, for me, my experience was very uncomfortable. For me, it was a very uncomfortable situation, living situation. It's like, and as I go on, I want to give you guys tips as well. So when I first met the person and went to the house and saw the place, they told me what their plans was when I moved in. Weeks later, they didn't come through on. They didn't do what they said they was gonna do. None of the things that they said they were gonna do when I moved in, they did nothing. None of that stuff. So the tip for you is, when you move in with a roommate, is this roommate may tell you something that they're gonna do, or that they want, or a way that, or how they live and stuff like that. It may not be a fact, it may not be true. So that's one of the things you need to take heed to, is that when you move in, you may move in with the idea that this and that is going to happen, but it doesn't happen, or it's not true. I moved in, and from the first 2 weeks, was okay, because nothing was off. But after 2 weeks, everything was off, and I was uncomfortable in this situation. But because I needed a place to stay, and that I needed to have somewhere to live for the moment of time that I wanted to live there, I accepted everything that happened. Another tip is, once you move in and you realize that nothing's changing, and all the things that they said they were going to do, they don't do it, you have to make a choice within a time frame, to address that. You should address that in the beginning. If you have because you may have other options. I had other options. And see, the thing is, when I moved in with a impression. That's what I went off with, because I had two other options. So altogether, I had three options of where I could stay, having a roommate. But I chose them because of the impression that they gave me and all the things they told me. So I chose them, and choosing them was the wrong choice, but it was the choice that I made. But so I just sucked it up and dealt with it, because it wasn't unbearable. Just search for things that's more better. It's better if the person actually has a job. This person said they had a job, and they didn't have a job. They were independent, but they had to be at work early in the morning. So I assumed they had a 9 to 5, like a scheduled work job, right? They said they had to be at work early in the morning. They had a job, but they was independent, right? So when I moved in, they were home whenever they wanted to be home, and the privacy level was low, very low, because so I would say as a tip is make sure the person you're moving in with has a job so you can have a privacy level less than minimum, because when you moving with someone you don't think about stuff like this. I didn't think about nothing like that, but when you're cooking you want to be able to cook, and you want to be able to eat in peace and cook in peace. You want to be able to take a bath, in peace. Certain things you don't think about. I didn't think about that stuff. Don't think about that, but it's important because when you are in that situation where you have a roommate and you're sharing a bathroom with them, and you want to take a bath, you're gonna keep thinking that, oh, they want to use the bathroom, so you're not gonna want to take a bath, whatever. But so in my situation, with my story time was this person had 2 bathrooms, and instead of using the bathroom that I wasn't allowed to use, basically, they would use the bathroom that I was using. I thought that was odd, right? There's a whole other bathroom, a whole other private bathroom, but you're choosing to use the bathroom that I'm using. I thought that was weird, right? But that's just a personal experience. That's not always the case, of course, right? And then this person from day one said that they are moving in other roommates. So it was a 3-bedroom house, and it was gonna be another roommate. They were in the process of moving in another roommate, just one more roommate. So it would have been me, them, and another roommate. But the whole time I was there, the whole time they never moved in another roommate, and that kind of made me uncomfortable. And the reason why it made me uncomfortable because that was my impression, that there would be someone else there, and for me personally, I would have felt more comfortable with someone else living with us, because it would have balanced out the household. I could tell that they had a dominant personality, because every person that they would say that they were considering to move in, they didn't like them. There was something small about them that they didn't like. Like this one girl, she goes to church every Sunday. And I get it, like if you maybe, personally you don't like church people, but said that the main reason they didn't really pick this woman, is because they took too long to respond to messages. Okay, I get that, but I just thought that was a poor excuse for not considering this person. That person sound like a cool roommate, a nurse. They hardly would be there. They worked. They went to church every Sunday. They work. They have a job. But it would have been just a breath of fresh air to have another person there. They went from that to considering a man that worked in a store, in an auto store, whatever. But not to get too much in detail, as you can see, I'm not trying to be too detailed, but it was a horrible experience, especially, and I'll tell you why. So what the roommate chose to do, instead of getting another roommate, which they promised to get, because before I moved in, they were running an Airbnb in this house, right? They didn't want to do Airbnb anymore. They just wanted roommates. But if they do they said if they do Airbnb, the customer or guest would stay in the private room with the private bathroom, the master bedroom with that has the private bathroom in it. They wanted to just have roommates, right? But if they had Airbnb guests, they would stay in the master bedroom with the private bathroom. Come on. If I'm paying $900 a month to stay in a room, sharing a kitchen and a bathroom, okay, with you, fine, because that's reasonable, right? But to share a bathroom with strangers, or it wasn't just the weekends, the weekdays too. Is fucked up. Okay, so when they decided to have Airbnb guests, instead of letting them stay in that master bedroom with the private bathroom, they let them stay in the bedroom right next to mine, and I had to share the bathroom with Airbnb guests, like a bunch of Airbnb guests. Like, I say in the course of the time that I stayed there, I had to share the bathroom and the house and the kitchen with probably, I would say at a minimum of maybe 10 different strange people. Okay. Now, I'm not debating. I'm not getting on here to debate with anybody if I'm right or wrong about what I went through in that situation. But I feel so good just talking about this and getting it out, because I held this shit in for months. With this person flip-flopping on me like that. But you know what? At the same time, I gotta give them credit for letting me stay there. That's the only thing that I could say is out of 0 to 100, I give 80. At 80%, I give them credit for letting me stay there. Under the circumstances, I give them credit for letting me stay there. So I will say that overall, it's the basis of me telling this story is my story, and 2 is to give you guys tips that this could happen to you getting a roommate. And I mean, anything could happen, when you have a roommate. Anything could happen. And it wasn't the worst. I mean, thank God that the people that they had come stay there wasn't violent or, crazy. There was a couple that came there and the girlfriend was coughing her lungs out, and I wound up getting sick from that shit because they shared a bathroom. I had to share a bathroom with a couple. It was gross, living with strangers, like people off the street. Yes, I'm angry. I'm gonna get over it. It's gonna take time. I had to deal with it, and I accept it. And it is my story, how anybody else would have took it, more power to you. But for me personally, it was fucked up for me. For me personally, it was fucked up. But like I said, I do give them credit for letting me stay here. Under the circumstances, they ain't have to do that. Anything can happen in a situation where you're a roommate. And I just say, guys, one thing I left out is don't make friends with your roommate. And I wanted to put that in this part of the video because it's very important. Just in case you don't make it all the way to the end, do not make friends with your roommate, or don't think they're your friend, because at the end of the day, it's a business situation. You're paying this person. Do not tell this person your information, your personal information, and vice versa, because you remove your expectations change after that, and you start to feel uncomfortable. um Not step by step, but it's just because you don't want to open up to this person because you let this person in to your personal space, and that's something you don't want to do, is let this roommate, this stranger into your personal space because you're just doing business together. You're a tenant and they're a landlord. You're there to live for a certain period of time. So I suggest you guys do not make friends with your roommate because it's not a friendship. Yeah, I'm angry because everything that they said was a lie. Maybe I don't feel like they intentionally lied. I just feel like once I moved in, they they just switched up. Like they just was like, nah, I don't want another roommate. Nah, I'm just gonna do Airbnb, get money throughout the month, here and there, and get her 900 every month, and do me, and it's all about me, um, not considering, you know, I would like, me personally, I would never subject anybody to no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I would never subject a woman to some shit like that. Like that was fucked up. So this person just made a decision that they was gonna do what the fuck they wanted to do and just have all kinds of strangers and shit coming in and out. And I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, because of of course I'm gonna be scared. I'm female. I'm not a fucking dude. This strange man coming in and out the house. Oh, I'm gonna change the code. Never change the code to the house, not once. It's just precautions like you just take, like just like precautions, safety. Any situation where safety plan. It's a safety plan. So it's all over the place. Didn't do shit responsibly. Like it was just like, guys, this part gonna sound real petty, but I just wanted to throw this in there. So when the Airbnb guests would leave, I shared the bathroom with them, and I had to clean up behind them. You know what I'm saying? Because if they left piss on the toilet or shit in the toilet, I couldn't use that toilet unless I cleaned it. And that's the only toilet that I could use. So the whole bathroom I had to clean behind these guests. So that was another thing. That's TMI, but I just really wanted to put that in there because that shit was disgusting. And this person never once cleaned behind those guests. Never. So anyway, my advice is this: if anybody could catch this video before moving in with a roommate, is I'm telling you, save your money, keep your money afloat. Meaning, like, if you gotta leave, because I wanted to leave so many times, but I wasn't holding on to my money to like where I could just be like, okay, I'm out. And plus, you can, just stay on top of everything. Just keep watching, and just like when look at the red flags and stuff like that. Just like unusual shit. It was more to it. It was stuff that I do remember right now that I'm not gonna talk about because it's TMI. Oh my gosh, yo! What another thing was, this is shit that blew my mind at the end, right? Now I'm just strictly story time right here. So all that I just told y'all, right? At the end, the last month, I mean, in conclusion, this person just was at a point where uh they had shit going on in their head, right? Shit going on in their head. And not only that, I'm just disgusted at this point with this person. Like I don't like this person. I'm gonna be fucking honest. I'm gonna be super honest. It'd be fun. It'd be funny if this person actually sees the video, right? But by the last month, I don't like this person. I'm 100% turned off by this person. So because I don't even want to be around this person. Like it got to a point where I didn't even want to be around them. Every day was harder the next day, because especially if I didn't have to work. But at the same, like, it was just so uncomfortable. Like it was just like being in the presence of somebody that you just can't stand. You know, you just can't stand them. Like I've never had people in my life where I couldn't stand them, because I never spent that much time with somebody to a point where I can't stand them. You know what I mean? So this was the first time I ever felt like that, where damn, I can't stand this motherfucker. Like I can't wait to get away from this motherfucker, right? So I'm presenting that feeling because I wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I don't like you, you gonna know it, right? Because I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna be dipping and weaving. I'm gonna be ducking you, right? I heard them in the kitchen. I wouldn't even go out there. If I had to use the bathroom, I wasn't trying to go out there. Like I wasn't trying to be around them. Like their energy was so nasty, right? So nasty. It's so fake and so nasty. And they lie so much that shit, I don't even want to have a conversation with them. They talked about the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again. Like they literally had no life. And I ain't knocking that. I ain't knocking people who ain't got no life. You know, if you invested, if all your time is invested in getting money, just chasing paper, because that's all they did was chase paper, chase money, chase paper, which is not my thing. You know, there's more things to life that I enjoy than just money, you know. I mean, I don't just enjoy money. Like I enjoy a lot of shit that don't even have shit to do with money, right? So, and I ain't chasing nothing. You know, only thing I'm trying to improve is my health, really, because health is wealth, you know, and that's all I really mainly strive the most for. And of course, then it's money, and then it's family, and then it's, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, it's a balance, right? It got to be a balance in life, to where you're getting money, you trying to, you know, do this, you doing that, you doing this. It's a balance. Just like, come on, you living, you got to have fun. From on the surface, from what they let you see, it was so much more going on with them. But only thing they let you see is their drive on getting money, because that's the most thing they was proud of, which is understandable, and I respect that, and that's what's up. And it's to each his own, all right? But like I said, that's all they talked about, was how they was getting money, how they was doing this and, you know, doing that. So I was just like bored to death. Like as soon as they start talking, I just be like, yo, I literally would get a headache. Like I would literally get a fucking headache. Yo, this person had nothing going on else in life but getting money, ways on getting money. Then at one time, whatever, I ain't gonna go into that part, it's TMI. I don't wanna make this shit forever long. But it's obvious at the end that I don't wanna be around you, right? So, off of some crazy shit, I don't know what it was, yo. It was like, it was winter time. We're in winter. This person would blast the AC all fucking night long. I mean, nonstop. Every 5 minutes, the AC would pop on. Go off, come back on in like 10 minutes. Go off, come on like 10 minutes. So literally, guys, literally, I'm fucking freezing every night. Like I'm freezing to where I'm shivering. Bone chilling cold. right? And I'm just like, yo, and me, giving this person a benefit of doubt, thinking like maybe they need the AC on because they got some type of breathing health issue, right? Some type of health issue, right? But I'm like, that shit seemed kind of odd because they're not saying nothing about it. Um, they never mentioned it, and even in the summertime, when it was summer, the AC wasn't on blast like that. Like maybe I'm just bugging the fuck out, right? But right when I'm leaving, because I moved out. When I left, like 2 days before I moved out, 2 or 3 days before I moved out, uh, the new roommates moved in. So they waited till the very fucking end to move some new roommates in, right? And when those new roommates moved in, AC was off. No more AC. They wasn't. They didn't pump that AC no more, not even a day or night, because it was cold. It was wintertime. So who the fuck gonna have on AC in the wintertime? All fucking night. Then I start thinking to myself, like, don't be angry about no shit like that, because at the end of the day, they let you stay there. So I always give people their credit, their proper credit. And I'm telling you, even though I'm talking this shit, I'm saying all this shit, I do give them the proper credit for letting me stay there under the circumstances, right? My thing is this: if you can do stuff like that to somebody and not see that that was an issue for them, how the fuck do you think I'm gonna fuck with somebody like that? They're just oblivious to treating people like shit. For you to run that AC all night and then have strangers coming in every other day, not caring about how that shit is don't give a fuck about how it affects your roommates. I hope this helps somebody out there who needs somewhere to stay and they considering getting a roommate. Just be prepared for anything. Be prepared, be ready, because that's what it took for me. It took for me to just suck that shit up until I was able to leave. Because I don't think nobody else could have went through no shit like that, especially under the circumstances and in my situation and being the person I am. I don't think nobody would have made it through that shit. And then the motherfucker that have the audacity to reach out to you after, like, I ain't trying to burn. I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to burn no bridges. That's why I didn't respond back. I'm not saying nothing, but I need to get this shit off my chest of what I went through at that damn house with that person. That person needs to stick to Airbnb guests. This person did tell me that they felt more comfortable having Airbnb guests because I was there. So basically, the only reason why you stopped having Airbnb guests because you didn't feel comfortable with these people by yourself. You basically used me because you didn't feel comfortable with these people. So you're getting roommates so that you can feel comfortable. But let me tell you something. If anything popped off in there, I would have been for self, because you put that shit on yourself. Like you having Airbnb guests in your house while you're there, while you living there, that's on you. Like if somebody would have popped off on you, I would have been for self, strictly for self. That ass.